Honestly, that is what the Torah is. It is just a book of gossip. So this parsha is full of laws that Moses is just spouting one after the other, which is a nice change of pace. I have cherry-picked my favorite laws to discuss, and that's just what's going to happen in this video. Chapter 21, starting off strong, Moses tells the Israelites that if a soldier sees a beautiful woman, he can marry her. But before they walk down the aisle, he has to bring this captive woman into his household, cut her hair, and let her nails grow out really long, and give her 1 month to mourn the loss of her parents. My boy Ibn Ezra attempts to explain the rationale behind this and saying that maybe it was the woman's hair that turned the soldier on, and also she should grow her nails out really long to be repulsive to her captor. So if the guy really loves her after this month when she cut her hair and her nails grow long, then it's meant to be. If after a month he wants to marry her, he can marry her. But if he doesn't want to marry her, he can't sell her for money. If you kill someone and crucify them, do not let their body rot overnight. You have to bury them the same day. So I thought this was like a really sweet and considerate law for the deceased, but it's actually just to preserve the sanctity of the promised land because God hates rotting bodies on crucifixes. Chapter 22. A woman cannot wear a man's clothes and a man cannot wear a woman's clothes either. That's feminism, baby. Equality, okay? If a man who is betrothed to a woman defames her and says that she is not a virgin, here's what goes down. The parents would go to the elders of the town and be like, yo, our supposed future son-in-law is saying that our daughter is not a virgin, and that embarrasses us, the parents. And here is evidence on a sheet that she is a virgin. It is not clear to me whether this evidence or sheet or whatever is metaphorical or physical, because I just don't know how you prove that someone's a virgin. Chapter 23. So there's a ton of laws in this pasuk, but I'm just gonna go over my favorite one that has to do with pooping and wet dreams. Okay, let's get into it. So when an Israelite troop is inevitably out doing their like soldier things, whatever, and one of them has a wet dream, they have to leave the camp and think about what they've done for a few days and cleanse themselves, and then they can come back and re-enter society. There should also be a hole outside of the camp where the soldiers can poop. Rabbeinu Baya says that soldiers are now expected to carry shovels with them. Having that shovel reflects that the Israelites are aware that the Shekhinah is with them. The Shekhinah is like the female spirit in Judaism. The shovel also illustrates that when the Israelites were in Exodus wandering the desert, they weren't sinning yet, and so they didn't have any excretions coming out of them because when they ate the manna, the heavenly bread, they just didn't have to poop. Like, it nourished them totally. But then they started sinning, and then they started pooping, and that's why they carry these shovels with them everywhere, so that they can poop, because poop, I guess, is like sinful. Furthermore, the Israelites did not poop forwards or sideways as other normal people do. They pooped from the behind so as to shield the Shekhinah from seeing their nasties. Pooping from behind is like how we all do it, right? Yeah. Chapter 24. If a wife fails to please her husband and he's like, ugh, you're obnoxious and I don't like you anymore, this is actually what the Torah says, then the husband can divorce her. Moses tells the Israelites to remember what the Lord did to Miriam in the desert, which means that they can't gossip. Honestly, that is what the Torah is. It is just a book of gossip. Chapter 25. If a guy's brother dies and that brother had a wife, the living brother has to marry his sister-in-law. But if he doesn't want to marry her and the elders of the town can't convince him to marry her, the widow will go up to this son of a bitch in front of everybody, spit in his motherfucking face, take off his sandal, say, and thus shall be done to the man who will not build up his brother's house, and everyone will start calling him the family of the unsandaled one. That was me as a biblical widow dropping a mic. If two guys are fighting and one of their wives jumps in to defend her husband, grabs the other guy's dick, cut off her hand, show no pity, the rabbis think maybe this meant monetary compensation, and in that case, cut off her hand and make her pay the equivalent of the shame that that guy felt when she grabbed his cock. I think we all learned something really important today, and what you take home with you is a personal choice.